This episode of On the Line is presented to you by Living.fit, your one stop for all your fitness needs. Make sure you go download the app Living.fit today. Now here's the show. Welcome to On the Line. Today is Tuesday, May 10th. We got a killer show for you guys. We got Fabian Edwards on the show. We got Nick Maximov on the show. We got a great show, but first and foremost, listen on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Listen on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, any podcasting platform. Hit that follow button. But as I said, killer interviews with both Nick Maximov and Fabian Edwards. And not only that, we talked a little NBA with the trade wizard himself, Arca. So without further ado, let's go on into Nick Maximov. We are joined by a very special guest. He's one of Stockton's finest. It is Nick Maximov. My man, what's up? How we doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So one thing I'm just curious, because I know on your Instagram and all your social handles, it's Nicholas, but you go by Nick. Which one do you prefer?
Yeah. I'll switch all my stuff to Nick. I got to do that. It's just easier for people to remember, and they spell it right more often than Nicholas. So
yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, I'm the same way. I have people call me like 4 different things, so I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It's the same thing. Yeah. So I only have one question about Nate and Nick, and then we'll just get that question out of the way. I know everyone's going to ask about that. They literally always will. Who smokes more, Nick or Nick?
Ooh, I heard back in the old days Nick would smoke more, but Nate smokes a lot too. I don't know. They both smoke a lot of weed.
I don't know.
I'm catching up.
You're catching up?
Yeah.
Once you cash up, you'll be at the peak Stockton powers, you know? Once you cash
peak
up.
Performance.
Peak performance. Just fucking light up a joint in the press conference like Nate did, all that kind of stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Right in the prime. All right, then one more thing, a little bit different. I think this would make them really proud. So obviously you got the Stockton slap. Have you ever thought when you take someone down to the ground, you're doing the ground and pound, you give them a little slap in the face, kind of like the Stockton?
That's a good idea, huh?
Yeah.
I should do that. I've seen it a few times actually, because slapping hurts. Well, I did a jiu-jitsu competition called combat jiu-jitsu, and it was slaps. You can't punch on the ground, but you can slap on the ground. So I did something like that a few years ago, and that was kind of cool. It was different.
Bring it in. Do it against Petrosky if it does hit the ground. But
I
love to hear it. So before we get into that fight, I want to talk about the last one. Obviously, you have some fair weather fans. You're like kind of shitty because you're wrestling. But at the end of the day, like, you're fighting for your job. You're fighting for money. If you don't win, you don't get that second paycheck. And at the end of the day, that's just more money in your bank account.
Yeah. And also with that one, I felt good when I got kneed and cut. That's when it kind of was like, all right, I need to really try to get to the ground so I can recover and then get better. And with him, if you watch his highlight reels, every fight he has is a first round knockout. So I was like, why am I just gonna play his game and do what he wants to do? It's like people want to see you die. You know, people are cool with it. Like people are all good with it. Like if you get knocked out cold, like that's what people want to see. So I'm like, I just don't go to what people want to always like. If you want to see that, you can watch boxing, anything. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't trying to play his game or what he does. You know,
you gotta do what makes you the money. You gotta do what gets you the W and gets you further up the rankings. And another thing too is like when you got cut in the face, it was just like, oh, you got blood going down. So it's like it wasn't even like you were really fuzzy. It was like you literally had the blood in your eyes, so you couldn't really see.
Yeah. It was it's a weird sensation. It's kind of like you see somebody, but it's just like a very blurry version. You know what I'm saying? So one eye's super clear, but my left eye was just so blurry. Like it looked like I was blind. I felt like I was blind in that eye.
That's wild. Was it red? That might sound stupid, but was it
very
red? So it was red. Okay,
and
so
orange.
was it? Oh. Yeah,
red and orange. Like it's because like a mixture. You know what I'm saying? It's just like runny blood. It's just weird. And when it comes with sweat too, it burns.
Oh man, that's tough. That's brutal. That's a fight game though. That's
a fight game. We love it.
Exactly. So today I think they announced the bout order. Kind of disrespectful. I think you're originally supposed to be in the main card. Now you're opening up the prelims. Disrespectful from the UFC.
Oh, I was on the third from the main card.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might be an error, but I saw a graphic today that you're now the opener, which is kind of, Mickey Mouse bullshit. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Last I checked, I was third on the main card. So if that's the case, we got to talk to him. We got to change that.
Got
We can't do that.
No. Can't move your boy from fucking co-main all the way to the opening the prelims. Just
The
disrespectful.
disrespect.
Disrespectful. Just another chip on the
Yeah.
shoulder. Just another chip on the
Sure.
shoulder. So let's
Yeah.
actually talk about the fight. This is really, I mean, when you really think about it, this is like really the first full camp you got for Puna. You had what, like a couple weeks? You had like 4 weeks. About a
No,
month.
I had a long camp for Puna. I had
did?
a long camp actually. I had too long of a camp, I think was my problem.
Oh,
I knew about it. Actually like a week after my fight. They wanted me to fight him right away. They were kind of trying to throw me to the dogs, I think, with him, because he had a couple tough fights and he looked good. So I think they were trying to give me a tough one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like right off the gate, because I think they wanted to give me Carl Roberson in my first fight, which is a hard first fight for anybody. Granted, he just got knocked out, but that's a hard first fight. He has a lot of experience, kickboxing, UFC, all that stuff. So I was kind of they're trying to throw us to the wolves. They don't like their academy. It's all good though.
It's all good. We get the dubs.
Yeah.
And they also, it was stylistically, it's a completely different matchup. This time you're fighting another grappler. So I mean, I feel like we're gonna see some more of those hands this upcoming.
I hope so. Yeah, I think he's a grappler. I think he's gonna be shocked when he feels a different type of pressure. You know, he's an East Coast guy, you know, wrestled, all that. But I heard him talking, trying to discredit the opponents I fought, credentials, shit. Like, he's just a dumb, ignorant Philly guy. You know what I'm saying? He's just
There's
one
a
of
lot
those
of
East Coast guys. Man, there's a lot of them. I'm like, man, quit. People just talk out their ass sometimes. I'm like, man, you got to get your facts straight. You know what I'm saying? Before you talk dumb to people, you know, or ignorant. It's kind of like just one of those things. So I'm excited for the opportunity more than anything. The nerves and all that, it comes with it, but the excitement for like the opportunity to compete, I think, is what I look forward to most.
Exactly. And it's also another opportunity to further way up. It's another example to show what you got. Unfortunately, there's no 0 to take this time, though. There's no undefeated streak to take. But he's only had one loss. Only one loss. He'll take the UFC undefeated streak. So there you go.
2. He lost on tough, but they don't count it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, submitted. Yeah. So
yeah, that's kind of bullshit. They don't
we'll
count those. Yeah.
They're real fights. In my opinion, they're real fights still. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. It is weird. It's weird how they do that to kind of protect those guys. For like, if they sign them, the record's a little bit better than
protect the record.
Yeah, they're protecting
the record
for when they join the UFC.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah, because MMA doesn't matter that much, but like boxing, your record matters. But MMA, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. Like, you go say, like, God forbid you lose, you're fine. Like, you're still perfectly fine.
Yeah. And I'm 24. Yeah. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm the youngest dude in the whole weight class. And I'm like one of the top youngest guys in the UFC. I'm like, I don't care. It's like, I'm having fun with it. All these people focus so much on winning. It's like, man, you got to enjoy the journey. The experiences and the lessons you learn along the way are so important. The shit I've learned from Nate is so important. And Nick, all those guys, everyone in the academy. You know what I'm saying?
And then you also have Benson Henderson, too. So it's not like just those guys. You have like a whole collection of guys that have been through it all. And they can just give you literally information, insight that a lot of guys don't really get. Because you guys are also a lot closer than, let's say, like guys at these other big gyms. Like, they might know the guys, but they're not as tight as you guys over in there in Stockton.
No, we say it all the time, dude. Like, all the people, well, it's funny because people who fight each other, they're all like friends. Like, everyone in the UFC, our gym, like, we're a core group and we're just NDA. Everyone else, like American top teams, is friends with this team, right? So they're all like friends through either managers, shit like that, and then they all make them fight each other. It's like kind of like a puppy game. That's why it's so nice here, and it's like an authentic and organic like relationship and like genuine like family. Because we don't fight, we aren't gonna go fight each other in a couple years. You know what I'm saying? But you got like a Gilbert Burns and a Kamaru who are gonna fight each other, you know, all the time, or like a Colby and Jorge. You know what I'm saying? They were homies, they were best friends, and now they're fighting each other. It's like shit like that here wouldn't slide. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. It's like literally, it's actual, like the actual bond. It's not like a fake gym partner bond. It's like a family bond.
Yeah, for them it's work, and for here it's just like, oh shit, I'd be coming here if there wasn't a UFC. You know what I mean? We'd be just doing the same thing, kicking it. But other people, I think they do it because it's like their job and they got to do it. You know?
And I actually want to talk about that. So you're like a martial artist in terms of the fact that you don't have to do it to fight. You do it because it's the way of life. It's like keeps you disciplined, all that other kind of stuff. Did you stop getting in fights in school once you started the martial arts? Is that kind of what stopped it all?
Yeah. Well, because I kind of got into it because I wasn't getting bullied or nothing, but I did get in a few fights in, like, elementary school, right? Like, just doing stupid shit. And then once you start doing martial arts, man, you're just, even your respect for your parents is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll just learn it quick. Like, because if you get in trouble at school, you don't want your instructor to go know that you got in trouble. You're like, oh, dang it, I got in trouble. Now my instructor's gonna be pissed at me. It's like, damn. And you're a little ass kid white belt. You're scared of the black belt teacher. You know what I mean? So you gotta, like, learn that, hey, I gotta be cool with everybody. I gotta be nice. You just don't know what no one's going through. So it's like, you just got to be cool with everybody and just let everybody do their thing. And yeah, I don't know. It's different. You just learn a different mindset.
Yeah. You see life in a completely different lens than you did without it, you know?
Yeah. Well, fighting, I said all the time, fighting is like the sport of life. Like, fighting is like a life sport. You learn a lot of stuff, a lot of resemblance in fighting you see in life, just from my experience and my lessons.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. So I said earlier I only had one Diaz question, but this one's not really a Diaz question. It's just like, you got to pick one. If you had to pick one person to win, I know you're a big Bruce Lee guy. Bruce Lee, Nate Diaz, who wins in a fight?
Oh, I got to give it to Nate. Obviously, Nate beats anybody and everybody. But
there's only one right answer. There's one right answer there.
Yeah. Bruce Lee's a legend and a goat. So, you got to just give it. Bruce Lee's like who got me into it. You know what I'm saying? All right. That's like somebody that, dead or alive, I'm like, that's somebody who I wish I could meet. You know what I'm saying? Or met. Like, that's a person. Because he's just more than just a martial artist. His philosophy on life, man. Like, you could read a different quote from him every day and, like, feel a resemblance to it and, like, be attached to it. You know what I mean? Like, there's just something about him that just gives me a spark, and I love it. He's just motivation, you know?
He's the man. It's like life. Yeah. That's like it'll be 100 years. All that stuff will still resonate with people.
Him and, like, Tupac. Very few people. Him and, like, Tupac, shit like that. They didn't just change music, or he didn't just change fighting, or even, Cinemark, like, movies and shit. He like changed a whole culture for people. So I respect Bruce Lee so much, man. He's my favorite.
Just won't beat Nate. That's it. Everyone else. Everyone else will beat.
Yeah. Nate or Nick.
Nate or Nick. And so another thing I know you haven't done in a while now is like submission underground. Are you gonna get back to submission underground, or are we now fully focused on MMA?
Hopefully. I like it, man. It's a good way to compete, stay active, and it's just like nice to not focus on fighting. Fighting's stressful, and it's a lot in your head. It's a lot in here more than anywhere. So it's just a good way to relax and compete and have fun and not worry as much.
Okay. I mean, also it's a lot less damage to the body. Lets you practice some more grappling shit. Just like all that kind of stuff.
Less damage is important.
That's the important part. The less damage part lets you get a little more combat experience without like actually having to worry about getting like knocked out cold, things of that nature.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, when you got hit by the knee, real quick, I know you said you were blurry. Did you get buzzed pretty hard too? Would you say? Like
I was fine.
You were fine. It was just the blood rush.
And I'm like, and I rewatched the fight. I'm like, did I look bad or whatnot? And then I got kneed, and I remember I threw a right hand, a kick, and then took him down. Like I felt like I looked fine. I felt fine. It's just, I think, just the way it happened, and then you saw like blood kind of like squirting out. I think it was kind of like people were freaking out a little bit more than I was.
It's kind of like a little mind fuck for like the outside viewer. Yeah. Blood and optics, but it really initiated though as a Stockton Diaz like guy. When you get blood, it's like the real fight begins.
People like blood.
People love the blood. People love the blood. So I know in quarantine you got back into video games, things like that. You're originally Warzone guy. I know recently got into Apex. What's the game right now? What's the game? Is it still Apex?
Apex. I play Apex. It's just a cool way to kill time, and it's fun, and it just gets my mind off things, and like I'll just smoke and play Apex sometimes. Like that's just my thing. I just like to relax and be healthy and just try to recover right. And if it gets my mind well, whatever gets my mind right. You know what I mean?
Know exactly what you mean. Do you play with your boys, or do you play with a bunch of randos?
I try to, yeah, if they play, but they like playing FIFA. They're FIFA guys.
I like FIFA, but not that much. Not much.
Yeah, I can't get into it. It's hard.
No, it's hard. I know you used to play football too. Do you still even watch football, or are you kind of all past football prime?
I watched a little bit. I miss playing though. Fuck man, high school days were fun. Like that was a lot of fun playing.
What position were you? I feel like you had to be like a linebacker.
Yeah, I was defensive end, and I moved to outside linebacker a little bit. But yeah, I had like I broke the record for a section for sacks. Like I was deep into football. Like I was deep into it, and I wanted to go to college, and that was the plan. But the problem is I just didn't grow like I thought I would, and I just don't think a 6 foot, 200-pound guy right now would probably be ideal. Playing right now as an outside linebacker, you know what I'm saying?
You have to be about like 4 inches taller, about like 60 pounds heavier of your pure muscle
and all muscle.
All muscle. I can attest that though, because like I'm the same height I was like in the 7th grade, so I thought I was gonna be like a fucking mammoth, just animal.
Basketball
and football. Like I thought I was set, and then stopped growing. It fucking sucked.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Did it happen to you too?
Yeah, I kind of stopped growing in in high school, like my younger years in high school. So it wasn't that bad, but my brother's 6'6", so I'm like, I thought I was gonna be fucking hella tall. My younger brother, he's my younger brother too. So I was like, damn, I was hella mad. I was like, damn, how the fuck is he 6'6" and I'm 6 foot?
He took the genetics I needed. What the fuck?
Yeah, I wanted those genetics, but it's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, man. All right. So one more thing. I heard you like to play guitar, and you play drums. Your brother plays guitar. Guitar. You're a guitar.
I play guitar. Brother's drums. Sorry.
Drums.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have like a little brother band? Is that what did you guys have that going on?
We did when we were younger.
Okay.
I still like to play. Yeah. Rock, alternative. Like old school rock though, like 80s rock and shit like that. Alexi, like Blink 182's tight for like drums and shit. Like Travis is a killer drummer. Shit like that, you know. You play music?
Yeah, I used to play guitar, and then like I got into like over quarantine. I started making like EDM music, which was kind of fun and kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy, but I learned real quickly. It is so much harder than what you might
EDM music,
EDM, like pop music, all that kind of shit, dude. Like the amount of effort you have to do and like put like all these different like filters and stuff on stuff to make it sound good. Like even the drums, like all the filters you got to put on it to make it sound like just like listenable. It's wild. So much more respect for producers, like the rap.
I love EDM music. Yeah, I think it's great. It's a good vibe. It's great to run to, work out to.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, house music, because you get that like the 120 BPM or whatever. It's like the ideal heart rate, you know?
Yeah,
it gets you moving. Yeah. It gets you moving.
Yeah, you start moving. You can't stop.
No, it's like a superpower. Like easy going.
It's a drug.
It is. It literally is. Music is, technically speaking, it is a drug. So. There we go. There's more drugs. All right, I guess I'm addicted to drugs. All right, so that's what I got for you, man. Obviously, you're not going to say you're going to lose. You're not going to say you're going to win by decision. If you're going to pick a way to win this fight right now, based on how you're feeling, how you think this fight goes down?
Late 2nd round, early 3rd round finish. I think that's the bet. I think that's what I'm thinking. Try to drag him into deep waters and see where it goes.
All right, like to hear it, man. Like to hear it. All right, appreciate your time as always. Check him out this weekend. He's going to get the dub, no matter what. All right. See you guys.
Appreciate it so much, man.
Shout out our boy, Nick Maximov. Can't wait to watch him get in the octagon again this weekend, even though he got fucked over and got pushed back into the prelims. But anyway. I once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.Fit. Living.Fit is a health and wellness company that will help achieve all your goals, from building muscle, losing fat, or just try something new. Not only are there workout programs, but they can help with your nutrition and build out your home gym. And for all my personal trainers out there looking to get certified in kettlebells or battle rope movements, they're the place to be. Make sure you go visit the website or download the app Living.Fit today. Now, here is Fabian Edwards. We are joined by a very special guest. He is the one everyone confuses Leon Edwards for. We are joined with Fabian Edwards. My man, what's up? How we doing?
I'm doing good. You know what I mean? I'm in the hotel. I'm tired. I'm doing well, man. How you boys doing?
We're doing great. Also, by the way, he's not going to talk until the very end, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, I got to ask this because I don't think anyone's ever really asked you about this. You did this like really interesting, awkward interview with Mike Shipman when you guys were like walking down, going to the arena, and that kind of stuff. Can you tell me about how awkward that was and how like you just kind of didn't want to be there?
Man, it's so awkward. And also as well, it's like they dropped it on us last minute. You know what I mean? So there was no warning, just like dropped it on there. It's like, I'm walking next to a guy that I fucking hate, you know what I mean? But it is like, it's the first time I've done it, but at least I'm ready for next time to try to throw something like that at me.
Have they done that since? I didn't look any further, but I feel like they did that once and they're like, okay, we like the tension, but I don't know if the guys really like this.
Nah, they ain't done it again, you know. So I think that was like I was like the test dummy. You know what I mean? I was the test dummy. So they tried it out. I thought, nah, fuck that. Yeah,
they tried it with Vanderpoor?
Nah. They just tried it with the Shipman fight and just fucked it off. You know what I mean?
They're wanting to fuck you over when you have a title fight. They're like, let's do it again. Let's bring it back.
Let's put it in it. I'll be ready this time.
Yes, you'll be ready for it. At least you know what it's like, and at least you won't know what it's like whoever you're fighting, unless it's Shipman. But anyway. I gotta ask this, since you're in the UK and like when you have these UFC fights, I'm assuming you guys all watch those. Do you guys like stay up for them, or do you guys just record them and watch them in the morning?
I just record and watch them in the morning. You know, like I used to still, but mate, I got kids and shit. You know what I mean? Like I'll be fucked for a week. So I tend to like record it, stay off social media, and watch it in the morning.
Oh, that's gotta be hard to stay off social media for that long too, and just not have anyone spoil anything.
Now let's stay off social media, WhatsApp, everything. Oh. It feels the same watching it. You know what I mean? It feels the exact same.
Yeah, you just can't have that fear. I feel like part of the fun sometimes is like getting on Twitter, seeing like live reactions of like memes and things like that and all that kind of stuff. That's always my favorite part about the fights, other than the fights themselves. It's just seeing like the live reactions on Twitter and things like that. Usually pretty funny.
Yeah, and I'm always catching up, man.
Yes. All right, so obviously you're back, being able to fight. I mean, barring, God forbid, something happens. You have 2 cancellations. You finally got to fight this weekend against a living legend. How stoked are you?
If I'm honest, for me, he's not my legend. You know what I mean? So I'm excited just to fight. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people's legend, but it's not my legend. Like more so like Silva. You know what I mean? Like looking at Silva, I was like, okay, that's the guy that I thought was sick. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to share the cage with him. You know what I mean? And have that style. I've never fought that type of style before. So it'd be good to go in there and have a feel of it and see how it feels. You know.
And not only that, you're also back in front of fans for the first time in almost 3 full years. I was going to ask which one you're more stoked about, but obviously the answer is going to be I'm more excited to fight in front of fans.
The fans, man. The fans, like, undefeated in the UK, undefeated at SSC Wembley. So I'm excited to go out there and just feel that energy. I mean, like, live off that energy. So fighting in the arena with no one there, you feel like you're sparring. You don't feel like a real fight, you know? So it'd be good to go out there and just soak up all that energy.
You're undefeated also in front of crowds, so we can also put that back in there, you know? So
I know,
we can count the last 2 as asterisks. They don't really count. There are no fans, you know? They're just sparring matches.
That shit don't count. I mean, that shit don't count. You know what I mean?
No,
we'll
it doesn't.
See, though, man. Can't wait.
And so not only that, too, I mean, like, it's an opportunity, too. You're back in London. You're fighting a legend. And it's also a great matchup. It's going to be a fun matchup. And you don't have to worry. Like, he might try to wrestle, but odds are he probably won't. It's just going to be an extremely fun matchup on the feet, striking, fan-friendly fight.
Yeah. You know, so it will be, like I said, when I said the matchup over, I sent it to my team. My team was happy about it. I was happy about it. You know what I mean? And I just thought, yeah, that should be a fun fight. I haven't had one of those in time, so it'd be good to go in there and have some fun with it.
Exactly. That's what we want. We want to see you. We don't want to see you stay on the feet. Show what you got. That's what I want to see again. And so not only that, this is your brother also recently fought a legend, and won.
Yeah.
Can I give a little bit of advice to you as you prepare to fight this legend?
Go on.
Don't get too comfortable and get rocked in the final minute. Just
stop it.
I love Leon. I know he said he's got a little too comfortable. He's kind of coasting a little bit. I know you're not going to do the same. It was
light work. That's why. You know what I mean? That was light work for him. So, but you live and you learn in it. You know what I mean? 24 minutes of getting chewed up, but yeah, you live and you learn.
You also don't have 5 full rounds to deal with it. You don't have 5 full rounds to kind of pick them apart. At least if it's just 3 rounds, you don't have that opportunity to really lose your space. But have you been itching more to get back into the cage, especially coming off 2 losses, and like has it been kind of frustrating with these like 2 dropouts over the past year?
Yeah, it's been very frustrating because like obviously I was going undefeated for like almost 5 years or 6 years, and then holding 2 L's. And then getting 2 fights cancelled as well. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. You know, I mean, I've stayed in the gym, stayed training, stayed trying to improve myself, and yeah, I'm just excited to show that. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was pissed off about the first 2 fights, the last 2 fights getting cancelled, because I just wanted to show what I've worked on. You know what I mean?
Exactly what you mean. Exactly what I mean. It's just frustrating because you've been trying to get back out there. I mean, it's just got to be a bad taste in your mouth too, because you've been entire career you're undefeated, go through 2 losses, and as you're trying to avenge those 2 losses, they just keep getting cancellations. But you got a great spot here though, in London, back in front of the home crowd, out of America. I've got another asterisk, another across the pond. So
Yeah,
everything's lining
like
up.
it worked out good. It worked out good, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it worked out good. I'm happy to be back on home soil, you know what I mean?
And you said something about how like you felt less pressure in America compared to being in England. Does that still like does that still feel the same? Do you still feel the same way about that?
I've been fighting in England in what in a few years now, in a couple of years or whatever. So I don't know, but like I've just checked in my hotel and I feel nothing. You know what I mean? I don't feel pressured or nothing. I just feel ready. You know what I mean? So I don't know. On Saturday, I'll have to answer that question on Friday. Sorry, I'll have to answer that question again. But for now, I feel good.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. And then so one more thing too is like again, God willing, victory. We all expect the victory. Would you rather get Vanderfort or would you rather get Costello?
Any of them. You know what I mean? I just need to have my rematch with both of them. You know what I mean? So like I need to have a rematch with both of them. I felt like obviously Costello won being a split decision. And the Vanderford, like I mean, I gave him like I caught him up bad. You know what I mean? So I feel like I feel like the rematch, I'll be able to finish them. You know what I mean? I went to there, I just played it too safe and too nice. So yeah, I like to have a rematch with either of them.
I know you said recently. I know, like in the past too. I think it was after the Costello fight. You said you're getting too focused on winning and not enough on like finishing people. You're kind of focused on just getting the win. Do you think that mindset kind of affected you? Are you now officially back into the mindset of like I'm just gonna go out and finish these guys? Like I'm just gonna go all out, balls blazing.
Yeah, that's the mindset. You know what I mean? Like it's a different mindset, man. It's like people who knows. You know what I mean? The mindset to go out there and like to kill a man compared to like I'm gonna go out there and treat this as a sport and and look good. It's a different mindset. You know what I mean? You have to have it all. You want to look good whilst you're doing it. You know what I mean? But you don't want to go out there and just touch your way to victory. You want to go out there and entertain the fans, entertain yourself as well. You know what I mean? So that's the mindset I'm in.
Okay. All right. So I got some stupid ass questions, and we're gonna move on to my intern who's probably having more stupid questions. So like the first one is it's not even stupid. Yeah. It's kind of a real question. It's like, do you get more nervous for your own fights or for Leon's? Because I've heard like for brothers, usually it's a little bit different.
Leon's, seeing the Leon fight, come on, I'm like, yo, I'm on the shitter, you know what I mean? Like my belly goes, like I swear my belly goes. So yeah, like whenever we fight and I'm watching with the family, especially if I'm not there, I'm nervous. Like way nervous than my fight.
I mean, it makes sense. It's your brother. It's like you don't have control over it. You don't really, even though obviously you have all full belief in your brother. I mean, he's a fucking killer. You just don't have that like control over what's gonna happen. I feel like that's part of it.
I feel that's what it is. That's the thing. And plus as well, you're thinking, I can't even jump in if it's going. You know what I mean? If it's going wrong, I can't jump in.
If like a beam jumps over the cage again, you're not over there to help protect your boy, help protect the team. Gotta always be ready. Especially for the Masvidal fight. If it actually went through, you should have been there. 100% should have been there.
Nah, I would have been there.
All right. So another thing is, I know you used to be a janitor. What was the worst smell you ever had to deal with as a janitor?
The worst smell? I don't know. Probably like a pissy toilet. Like you go in like after a night out and that. You go to clean it after a night out. And you're thinking, what the fuck is this? Like, some people do some nasty shit when they're drunk. You know what I mean? So some of the stuff you see, just like, what's the need for that? You know what I mean? But nah, they're probably like just a disgusting toilet.
So nothing too crazy. So nothing too out of the ordinary. Just a normal like dehydrated piss.
Nothing
sitting overnight. Nothing better.
Dehydrated piss mixed with sick and shit, mate. It's fucking horrible, isn't it? So
yeah, it's disgusting. Oh, that's awful. All right, so I have to ask this to I know you're of Jamaican descent. I have to ask this to every single Jamaican. First and foremost, do you know who Chet Hanks is?
Nah.
Okay. Do you know who Tom Hanks is?
Tom Hanks. Nah.
The actor.
He doing me dirty.
Did you dirty? All right.
The actor. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So the question I got for you, I want you. His son, he's an American, full-blooded white American, all that kind of stuff. I need to ask you to rate his Jamaican accent for me. I'm gonna play for you into the microphone, and I'll show you what he looks like in a second. Phil, turn up. Here's another one.
Big up the youth them way out to Kingston. We wake up this morning and we see the thing turn up. Internet gone mad. Respect, you don't know. The soon forward I got. Booyaka.
This is to show you what he looks like. This is what he looks like. If you want
to. Oh, fuck off. Fair play to him, though. Man, fair play to him.
So, what do you rate it? What do you rate on a scale of 1 to 10? What are we giving him?
I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7.
A 7? All right. All right. Someone said, someone earlier, the last guy we asked gave him a -5. So that's progress for Chet. Progress for
negative. No. especially when you see how he looks as well. You have to rate him, man.
I give a little a handicap. You have to give him a handicap.
Yeah, you have to give him a little, you know what I mean? Give him a little blind.
All right. So I know you also used to rap. Who's a better rapper, you or Tyron Woodley?
Oh, definitely me. Definitely. Well, of course, definitely me. I've heard his record.
All right. So then follow up, you or Jake Paul?
What?
So who's a better rapper, you or Jake Paul? That's the follow-up.
Fighting.
No, rapping, not fighting.
Me? I know.
Well, you to both. You to both.
I'll kill that man, but I me in both areas, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's both areas. And then one more question before we move on to intern. Did you start the IG in 2019, or did you just delete everything from before it?
No, I just deleted shit before. I was like, man, that's pointless. I don't like having loads of shit on my Instagram, get me? So I'll probably delete the shit from 2019 soon.
Ooh. Oh, so you just kind of do it every year. You kind of delete from the past year and kind of just keep it.
Not even delete, but you know what I mean? It's like I will put it to the side, you know.
Okay. Actually, no, I changed it. I do have one more. I know I heard in an interview you never really played a whole lot of sports, but you were big into table tennis and badminton. How'd you go from that into fighting people in a cage?
Right. When they grew up in Arlington, Birmingham, and you're having scraps, that's how you grew up liking fighting, you know what I mean? And being Jamaican, we're fighting people, you know what I mean? So, like, going through school, having straighteners in the park and that, that's what got me ready for fighting on big stages like this.
So you're ready from just from the streets to the cage. That's right. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. I knew you guys were always that's one of the biggest reasons. All right. So this is kind of a game with my intern here. His name's Harry. He's going to walk you through 5 questions, but this is where it's a little bit different. If you like the question, we move on to the next one. If you don't like the question, though, you can tell him you don't like it, and we'll wrap this thing up.
Easy. Go ahead, then.
Yeah, and we're gonna make it a bit weird this time. It's been a minute since I've been told to fuck off, so we're gonna try to get.
The goal is to make you say no to by 5. That's kind of. We'll be honest. That's the goal, to make you say no.
Go on.
So let's start with question 1 right here. Nice and simple. If you could fight one fictional character, who do you think you would go up and fight against?
Well, answer the question as well.
If you like it, you answer. But if you don't like it, you have to tell them you don't like it.
I like it. I'll fight Silva.
Oh.
Hello?
Who's that?
We lost you for a second.
Oh, sorry. I said, I would fight Silva.
Anderson Silva?
Yeah.
Still possible.
All right. I like it. Yeah. So, question number 2. Would you rather live in England but only eat Jamaican food, or live in Jamaica and only eat English food?
Live in England and only eat Jamaican food.
Yeah.
I only started eating English food about probably like 6 years ago, I swear.
Not that mushy pea kind of lifestyle, or
I just have the mushy pea because I'm weight cutting, but normally I would Normally, I would never have the mushy pea. You know what I mean? But nah, not that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade that for Jamaican food.
No, based off my experiences, neither would I. Like, Jamaican food is so much better than just like your standard fish and chip.
Take the rainy
thing.
weather
Yeah,
over just bangers and mash any day of the week, you know.
Any day.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
All right. So, question number 3. Say you're given access to like a bank account with $1 million in it that you had to spend in one day. What do you think you would take that money and spend it on? Just try to get rid of it.
Hookers, man. No, joking. I wouldn't.
Hookers and cocaine.
Hookers and cocaine, man. No, I wouldn't. It'd be you know, I'm sensible, so I'll buy some houses, buy my mama house. You know what I mean? Look after the family. I would, and then the rest, I'll have a little bit of fun with it. 1 or 2 holidays, you know.
Oh, you have to. Yeah.
Throw it all in red. Fuck it. Just take like a couple, whatever's left over, put it all in red. See what happens.
And a trip to Vegas, put it all in red.
Yeah, there we go. Live a life on the edge. All right, next one, Harrison. Number 4.
So, question number 4. If you could have any superpower other than like flight, strength, super speed, and visibility, so like all the standards, if you could pick one really weird superpower to have, like something hyper specific, what would you choose?
A difficult one, you know. I don't know about that one. I like it. I like the question, but I just don't know.
Fair.
It's
hard to come up with an answer to that. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go for that one.
What about this? Well, let's make it a little easier. What if you could pick literally any of them? What would you pick?
Yeah, any of them.
I don't know. You know, someone to be. Yeah, probably like Superman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's the most OP skill set kind of thing.
Solid. You know what I mean? Overall solid in that. So I'll go for him.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
And if you were the first person to make contact with like a group of aliens, what would be the first thing you would say to them to give them like the kind of gist of how humans are?
But like, ignore shit, man. You know what I mean? Stay away. Nah, I don't know. I'm like, you know, there's good and bad. As I say, there's good and bad, you know.
Yeah.
There's good and bad. So just enjoy it.
Just keep your head down and
keep your head down. There's good and bad. Enjoy us, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't kill us off the gun, please. Please tell me
we're not that bad.
Laser pointer
we're not that bad.
We all ain't bad. We all ain't that bad, you know.
No.
Yeah.
All right. That's the gauntlet. That's what we got for you, man. So before we let you go, you're obviously not going to say I'm going to lose. You're not going to say I'm going to win by decision. When we get to the fight, how are we going to see it play out?
You're going to see pressure. You know what I mean? You're going to see a lot of pressure from the jump. And yeah, I can see this being a finish. Cameron can go out there, pressure him. He's going to move around. I'll be looking to shot off the cage and put some big tasty shots on him.
Like that. Nice tasty shots.
Yes,
all right, man. So we appreciate you coming on. So for Fabian, he's going to win. He's going to finish him. He's going to finish a legend off in his career, not just by decision, but by finish. So for us, see you again.
Yes.
That's my favorite brother, Fabian. Until Leon comes on, then I'll have to pick one. But as of right now, he's the only one who's come on. And actually, who knows? Maybe when Leon comes on, Fabian will still be my favorite. But anyway, let's go on to a quick UFC 274 recap, whatever. Give our bonuses. My bonuses, I mean. So fight of the night real quick. MMA media, the wokeness of it, trying to come out and say Rose versus Sparza was a good fight, just technically a good, sound fight. Fuck that. It was a terrible fight. Let's not try to act like it wasn't. Izzy, Romero, at least they were throwing strikes. Yes, it was not the best. There was technicalities all around that, but at least Izzy chewed the fuck up out of Romero's leg. Literally, Rose and Esparza didn't look like they did shit to each other. So get the fuck out of here saying it was a good fight. It's okay to admit there's flops. There are flops all the time. There are bad interviews. Like, I got a bad interview. Like it's like, dude, there's some fights that are just complete dog shit, and that it literally put Israel Adesanya to sleep. I don't even think that was a fucking
that's
fix.
bad.
I don't think that was even a fucking fix. Like, I think that was real. So like, let's stop trying to. I have a whole thing about this kind of shit. But anyway, that was a bad fight. It's okay to admit it was a bad fight. Women or men, that would have been a terrible fucking fight. Moving on to my performance bonus, though. Shout out to a lot of guys in the octagon. I refuse to give a performance bonus to Michael Chandler for what he did. To Tony Ferguson, that's assault. My performance bonus goes to the security guard protecting the cage. If you didn't see this girl tried to like get into the octagon. Literally, the moment she took one step on the apron, the security guard takes one arm, shoves her to the floor, and it was the most beautiful piece of defense I've ever seen. The funniest part was John Morgan came out today and said the craziest part of the whole thing, not crazy, funniest part was the security guard had to hide the smile. He was trying so hard not to smile, and that was probably the most impressive part of the entire thing, that the guy didn't at least laugh. So so security guard, shout out him.
That was I would have been cheesing so hard. Yeah, I would have had to cover my face too, just like well.
That shit's so funny. It was so funny. All right, so before I move into everyone's winner for the week, I do want to preface as a Justin Gaethje fan, as he is one of my favorite fighters. It was okay to see him tap out. To everyone's winner this week, Charles Oliveira. He is enlightened by God. Oh my God, he is so hard to cheer against.
Yeah. It's impossible at this point.
His story is so cool. Like, he was a quitter. He overcame these odds. He started I don't know how, like, the whole thing is just crazy how he went from like, you would get hit with a body shot and kind of just gave up, to overcoming all that kind of stuff. He'll get hit, he'll drop, but he uses his jiu-jitsu as kind of like a threat. Like, if you rock me, like, you have to get on top. Like, you have to come and get into my guard, and no one wants to enter the guard. So it's crazy how he's kind of changed his whole persona around him. So shout out Oliveira, enlightened by God. Champion has a name, Charles de Bronx. All right, so that's everyone's winner. Let's move on to move on to our winners and losers for the weekend. I'm going to give my first winner real quick, and I've kind of already alluded to it. It's Israel Adesanya. He no longer has the worst title fight in the history of MMA, in the history of the UFC. I can't say this enough, how fucking bad Rosa Esparza was. And I'm fuck off if you're like, oh, you're just saying this because it's a women's fight. No, it was just terrible. They threw like a combined less than like 50 strikes. Like, that's stupid. Like,
that was a fight that should have been so much better than it was too.
For 25 minutes, they were throwing less than 2 strikes a minute. Like, that's
absurd.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
You got to have those hands flying way faster than they were.
Not even fucking that. At least shoot for more takedowns, or like feint, or don't just like dance around. Just do something. Like, at some point, it's like, in a championship fight too, you have to go out there and act like you want it. And like, I understand you want to play defense, you have to take the title from the champion, but at some point, you have to do whatever. By the way, people saying Rose's fault, no, fuck off. It's not her fault. It's Pat Barry's fault for grooming her. And then the second part is Carla Esparza's fault, because it takes two to tango, and it takes two to make a shitty fight. She was just as bad as Rose. So it's both their fault. They both put on a terrible, 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 terrible fight. Let's not act like it's just one of them, even though we can all blame Pat Barry. I'm cool. By the way, PSA, I'm cool with putting it all on Pat Barry. So I just want to
let's just completely blame Pat Barry for all this. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah, I like that. Let's just Pat Barry is the reason that we had the worst fight in MMA history.
Yes.
So, all right, Harry, your first winner. Your first winner.
My first winner goes out to Rat fans, because the King's back this week. Kendrick Lamar dropping his first album since Damn on May 13th, and that's just a win for everybody. Like, the world is a much worse place when Kendrick doesn't have new music coming out. And I think that's why we've been in the hellscape that we've been in over this last few years, because Kendrick just hasn't had new music coming out.
You said 2013. Do you mean 2016?
2016.
No, I thought you said 2013. I was about to say, that would have been like...
No,
I remember...
I did not say 2013.
I don't know why I heard that. What the fuck? I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm stoked for that. There's a lot of good music coming out, especially, I think...
He dropped a new single last night, too.
Oh, I got to listen to it still. I know I saw the Deepfake Kobe thing.
The Heart Part 5.
Yeah, I got to watch that. But no, I think the big thing is we're going to see this summer, as we see more people release music. A lot of people have been holding on to stuff, waiting until the pandemic was over, so they can go on tours and such. Just the music industry working. So we're going to be spoiled this year.
It's going to be beautiful. Really, really Future just dropped recently.
Oh,
I'm sure Donda 2 will be cleaned up and actually released this time.
We'll see what happens with Kanye's going to do what Kanye wants.
Kanye's always done what Kanye's wanted to do.
Well, right now he's fighting for his life right now. So
fighting for his kids' lives.
Fighting for his kids' lives. Move my first loser, Paulo Banchero. If you didn't see this, the F1 Formula One race.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, it's at the Formula One race. This guy from England comes over and starts talking to him. And apparently he thought he was Patrick Mahomes. And halfway through, he's like, "Hey, what's your name?" It's like, my name's Paulo Vincaro. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he just moves on, asshole, first off. Like,
imagine like halfway through an interview, oh, you're not the guy I thought you were. Sorry.
you're not
see
Patrick
ya.
Mahomes? Sorry, dude. Fuck you. Like, Paulo took it like a champ. So credit for Paulo. He was on
Yeah.
Twitter pretty funny about it. He took it like a champ when he was like down there too. So shout out Paulo. It could have been a lot worse having a guy say like, dude, what the fuck? But shout out that guy from Formula One cover. I know apparently he's like a legend in the sport. I don't care. I'm an American. I don't give a shit about that. So don't disrespect my boy
they
Paulo.
drive
like
the
that.
cars around the nice little track, and they do it very fast.
Yeah, and they have like a drama scene.
We have that. We have that called NASCAR over here. Get good.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother. All right, Harrison, your first loser.
Yeah, my first loser is NBA writers because I mean Jokic, deserving of the MVP, of course, but this is where the bias comes in. I've been pissed off. I've been steaming all day about this. Steaming all day, waiting for my chance to.
Hey, who was the MVP in 2013?
2013. Yeah, exactly.
So who cares?
Wait, was that that wasn't fucking KD, was it?
It might have been. That's my point. You don't know.
Yeah. Hey, all that matters, Embiid's getting that Finals MVP. So,
well, the only thing that matters is he's still in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're a bunch of goddamn idiots, and the process will prove you wrong.
Well, it's kind of funny you were talking about the NBA writers, Joel Embiid, and all that other kind of stuff, because it actually leads me to my second winner, and it is Nikola Jokic. So a story came out recently where Rudy Gobert was waving off help, yelling, I got him, while he is guarding Nikola Jokic one-on-one. Nikola Jokic turns to him and says, brother, I have 47. So he definitely didn't have him. Shout out Jokic. Shout out the Jokic brothers for their
the Jokic
tweets
brothers
for being
are.
back.
I love the Jokic brothers way more than Nikola. I swear.
No,
I
love them all the same. The lone walrus known as Nikola Jokic gets another MVP. So shout out Nikola Jokic and shout out for that story because I know he's saying that shit on the court all the time. Harrison, you're last winner.
Honestly, that's the perfect segue to my last loser, Rudy Gobert. Buddy said he could lock up Shaq. If you can't lock up Jokic, why do you think you could lock up Shaq? Like
the Shaq quote was funny. He's like, I'll hold you 13 points. And Shaq's like, what? 13 points in 1 minute?
Oh God, I'm sure that's how it would be. Put them up in a game to 21, and it's 21-0 before 5 minutes have passed. Like
yeah, it would be that'd be ugly. That'd be very ugly.
Use the brain cells that have allowed you to lick those microphones at the beginning of the pandemic and realize you're not going to lock up Shaq. If you can't lock up Jokic, you can't lock up Shaq, and that's easy as.
Easy as. All right, so I'm going to give my last loser. It goes out to Amy Schumer. Now, I want to preface this by saying this. I'm not just saying this because she's a woman. I'm saying this because she is a terrible comedian. I don't know why she keeps
people on earth.
I don't know why she keeps coming out and saying they wouldn't let me say these jokes at the Oscars. Now listen to this joke.
So funny.
My husband goes down on me, or as he calls it, Squid Game. Ha ha ha. So he's in my nightmare alley, my house of Gucci. I say, come on. He goes, tick, tick, boom. He Belfast. I say, get off my dune. And that's how our son was born. That was just not funny.
We're all laughing.
That was just so bad. They told you no because it was terrible. It's not because it's vulgar. It's not because it was gross. It's because it was just not funny.
Joke.
It's just a terrible joke. I can go to a high school.
I can name movies in the joke. Oh, that's so funny. Haha, it's a sex joke.
Oh, she sucks. She's so why she just keeps digging her holes deeper and deeper. Like this is like the third time I've seen her come out and say like a joke the Oscars won't let her say. And each time the jokes get worse and worse and worse. So I can't wait to hear what she says in a week. We're like, yeah, the Oscars wouldn't let me say this one either. And it's just, oh God, I can't even think of how bad they are.
No, it should be impossible to make jokes that bad. Like, how does your brain even comprehend and come up with some of the shit that you said?
I'll be the first to say I have terrible jokes, but I will number one, I will actively acknowledge when they suck, and I will actively be like, yeah, that's a shitty question, or I'll be like, all that kind of stuff. It's okay to admit they suck.
Yeah,
she can't do that. She has a very, I don't even know how to describe it. She sucks. Anyway, that's what we got for the show. Or not really. Just kidding. We have Arca coming up here in just a second. Let's just go around and kick it all over to Arca. Harry's not there, so we don't get that biased Philly, but we do got that Boston watch James Arca, who's going to probably tell me how the Boston Celtics are still going to win in 5, even though that's not even possible anymore.
Oh yeah, no, they're going to win in 4 still, right?
No, apparently, did you know that the Boston Celtics have the 5 best players in the entire NBA?
Do they really?
And the refs are against them, even though they
Wow.
shot 17 of the
Wow.
17 free throws, and the Bucks shot 0.
That's
all right,
shocking.
so that's it for the MMA minute. Here's James Arca. He's back. Our boy Arca is back. For some playoff talk. It's been a while since we talked about 2 weeks. Lots happened. Lots changed. I don't think we were off on really any of the series. But now that we're here in the conference finals, there's some drama brewing. Let's start in the East. We'll save Boston and Milwaukee for last, even though there's only two series. Let's start with Philly and Miami because that is the fresh series. The Sixers tied it up 2-2. Sixers were dead in the water. Joel Embiid comes back with the mask, and all of a sudden the Heat forgot what it was like to play against actual NBA teams.
Yeah, I mean, Embiid is back, and I think that's the big focus for the Sixers here. I think that really rejuvenated Harden too, and now that Jokic won MVP,
no, Harden wanted the strip clubs, dude. Let's be honest. He's like, dude, I can go to Miami 2 more times.
You need to look up ATL, Miami, New York, LA, how he plays in those cities.
There's literally a graph. I don't know where it is. It was from when he played in Houston, but there was literally a graph that was choreographed with how well he played based on how the strip clubs were, and it was it literally deadest of all asses. Better strip clubs played. No, he'll play terrible in Milwaukee. The better the strip clubs, the better he played.
I could totally see that. I mean, now that Embiid is back, I think Harden actually has some juice in his legs. It looked like a little bit. The Sixers' game plan looked completely different, even when Embiid was healthy earlier in the series. They fed Embiid pretty much every play. They're surrounding him with shooters. And this begged the question, is this the best team that Embiid has been on? Not just in terms of talent, but in terms of fit of people around him. They have 4 shooters around him.
They used to have another one.
Yeah.
Seth.
Who's that?
Curry.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
that would have been that they had on the team. But that's neither here nor there. But now they have Harden, who all of a sudden, isn't it funny how they refer to Harden now as vintage? Like, we're seeing vintage Harden. Like, what the fuck? He was bad for a year.
2 years ago, he was MVP candidate of the league.
He's not Russ. Russ fell off a fucking cliff. Harden didn't. You don't just forget how to shoot a basketball. I think it is just. I don't know.
No, it's not the shooting. He just lost a step. I think he got out of shape. He was very pass first in Brooklyn, with Kyrie and KD. He was trying to accommodate them. But I think that kind of got him out of his, his rhythm in terms of, the one-on-one play, the ISO, which usually is an inefficient shot. Harden is pretty much the only player who can do that efficiently. But now I think people talked about Harden helping Embiid. I think Embiid's the one who's going to make Harden look a lot better here.
That's what MVP does, is he makes his teammates better.
Yeah.
No, I like what I'm seeing from the Sixers. I don't want to put more heat to the fire. I don't put oil in the fire of Miami and not disrespect them more, because we all know Heat culture is all about proving the doubters wrong, all about how we're all disrespecting them. They don't know what to do with Embiid. The momentum is completely shifted from maybe getting swept all of a sudden. They might lose 4 in a row. However, the only thing against the 76ers going their way, and I think we can all agree on this, they still have Doc Rivers. So let's, I don't want to say the Sixers have all the momentum yet, because they still have Doc Rivers. Who it's just like, to be fair,
he has been good. He has been better.
He's been a lot better. And I want to point this out. I have bet against the 76ers every single time they got into the fourth quarter. I've bet on the 76ers. No one cares about your bets. So I bet on the Sixers. I cashed out and then put all my money then back on the Miami Heat to cover the spread. And they haven't covered that spread yet. So Doc Rivers is doing something right, because usually he at least blows some bits of his leads when we get into the fourth quarter. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because Joel's has been too good.
And I thought the peripheral vision with the mask on was going to hurt him but he's not playing at the top of the key as much. They've just been entry passes to him in the post every time. He gets doubled. They have Maxi, they have Harden, they have Tobias Harris, they have
Toby's
Korkmaz.
been
They have
playing great
shooters all
too.
around him.
Toby's been playing
Yeah.
great. Danny Green all of a sudden's playing a lot better.
Well, he's playoff Danny Green. I mean, he's probably a below average player in the playoffs or in the regular season. Playoffs, he's a great player.
It'll be again. I mean, the series technically hasn't really shifted. I mean, really is no one really wins a series till you win a road game, unless you just go all the way to 7. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Sixers team when they go to Miami. I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, the big thing again, the playoffs is role players are supposed to play well at home. It's just, can they play at least one good game away? To say, I mean, I don't want to say tomorrow's a must. This next game's a must win. For the Sixers, that is. But I mean, at least if they can keep it competitive, I think they can take it to 7. But I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
Butler is playing out of his mind, but they just didn't really have a second option. Like, you can't necessarily rely on Hero, who's a 6-man, to be the second best scorer on the team. Bam needs to step up a little bit. Lowry still looks kind of hurt.
His ass is still in the repair shop.
Yeah, they're giving too many minutes to Max Strauss and
remember that guy that gave $90 million to?
Duncan
fellow
Robinson.
podcaster, Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
He hasn't played at all.
I really think they should be playing him more minutes than Strauss. I know technically he probably has slightly better defensive metrics, but
at this point, you need offense. You need offense. Like, they can't get over 80.
Games. He'll hit 5 threes. I think that's kind of what you need. And they're giving a lot of minutes to Depot, but on offense, Depot, at least shooting wise, he's not being covered by the Sixers at all.
I think, well, if you're the Heat too, you have to use Oladipo as much as you can before he inevitably gets hurt. So that's your favorite thing to talk about, is how you think about how players get hurt. As a Pacers fan, I know Oladipo is going to get hurt at some point in this playoffs. Yeah. If they make it out of these semis, he's going to get hurt in the next series, or he's going to get hurt in the finals. It's kind of an inevitability, because that's just the way his body is kind of constructed now. He's just glass. But no, I mean, it's just crazy. They gave Duncan Robinson $90 million. He hasn't touched the floor. Like, I think he's touched for like 3 minutes. And it was all garbage time.
And he didn't play yesterday.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? For Heat culture, they're really disrespecting my boy Duncan Robinson. I don't know. The series?
Who do you got?
I'm not gonna say Heat in 7, but I feel terrible about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Heat in 7 as well. I think at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler isn't scared of the moment, and even though they didn't really have a second option, I think he'll will their way there. And I think guys like Tucker and Bam will play good enough defense to where, Embiid won't be able to be stopped, but maybe they can chip away at it, force Harden and some of the other guys to shoot their way to win the series. And you'll get a classic James Harden series. Where,
who do you think think's more dangerous in the conference finals, though? Because I think it's the Sixers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think between the Bucks and the Celtics, we'll get into this. Whichever team wins this series, I think makes it to the finals. But in terms of which team would be the best matchup for them, the Sixers, I think their peak with Embiid and Harden, they have to be the better team, especially if they're healthy at that point. But you still can't count out the Heat. Because,
I think I think in terms of matchups, I think Philly would prefer to play Boston. I think Miami would prefer to play Milwaukee.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of that's the fun thing about these playoffs, is really it's not like in the past. Or I'll take that back. I think the Warriors are going to make it out of the West, which we'll get to later. It's just like the matchups really are a big determinant this year. It's not just like, even though I'm going to say this later on, I still think no matter what, the Bucks are going to steamroll through the rest. I don't think it even matters. I think they're going to make it to the finals. But it's very interesting. It's the matchups will determine if it goes to 4 or if it goes to 6. I don't know. Let's move on to the next series. Before, you were very, 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 very high on the Boston Celtics. I'll be the first to say I was wrong. The Nets couldn't even get a fucking game. I did say it would be a sweep. I made up for my terrible, terrible take. You said 5. You said they'd get a game, so fuck you, Arca. I was right. You were wrong.
You got to respect KD a little bit.
I tried.
Yeah.
It didn't really work very well. So now we got the Bucks. I just want to preface this. Let's play a game real quick, James. What do you think the odds were before this game that's playing right now? But by the way, we're recording this like in the middle, like the very beginning of game 4.
Before tonight, Bucks have to be favored, right?
Yeah, how much do you think they're favored by?
I don't know. Were they going to win by like 7?
No, the spread is 1. It's a
Oh,
pick 'em
wow.
at home. I don't understand how. I think a part of it is the nationality of Boston sports and how the public will always bet like on New York, LA, Boston, teams like that. But
Yeah.
regardless, like how much more disrespected can the Bucks get? They have Giannis who put up a 42-point burger. I did text you, said
And
Giannis is gonna have
the
45.
rest of that team played terribly too. They barely won that game.
Yeah, and like what was it? The refs apparently were against the Boston Celtics. The Celtics had 17 free throws in the final like 13 minutes. The Bucks had 0. So that narrative needs to get fucking thrown away. Get out of here, Boston. You had the refs on your side.
No,
And even if Marcus Smart had those 3, Tatum played like shit, by the way.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart, even if he gets those 3 free throws, do you really think he's going to make all 3? No, he's not going to make all 3.
Yeah.
So, the whole narrative about Boston and like I don't understand how the lines are being made or anything like that. I just feel like Milwaukee continues to be completely just fucking disrespected, despite having the fact they have the best player in the world. I think we can say he might be better than LeBron at this point.
I think the reason the lines are like that also is Middleton is injured, and that's a huge factor. Giannis is, the best player in the league right now. He's proven 2 playoffs in a row that he can dominate in the playoffs. Even Giannis's worst games, he's still averaging like 30 points.
And then he's not getting elite. He gets his teammates involved too, which is the other thing. It's not even just him. He gets everyone involved, and everyone's better because of him. Drew Holiday
stepped up a little bit, but you got to look at the rest of this lineup that the Bucks are putting out. Wes Matthews, Grayson Allen, George Hill, Connaughton. They're just playing a lot of minutes for guys that shouldn't really be out there.
Hall of Famer Grayson Allen, then there's a bunch of bums, and the guy from Indianapolis.
Yeah, who's that?
George Hill.
Oh, great. Oh, George Hill. That's right.
The man.
Yeah.
I remember. Still, funniest thing was I was talking shit about Javon Carter, and then he went off for like plus 40 that game. Why is his bum ass on the floor?
I loved George Hill a few years ago. He's been on pretty much every playoff team in the Eastern Conference the last couple of years, and he's a great role player. But at this point in his career, I'm not sure he's going to give much to the team. Javon Carter may not be as well known, but he can D up a lot of people in the perimeter. He can hit free throws. He can hit a 3. So honestly, I would give him some more minutes over George Hill. I think, it looks like he got 2 minutes last game. George Hill got 11. Not that they're taking up too many minutes, but besides Giannis and Brook Lopez and Holiday, there just aren't a lot of role players compared to Boston. They're actually, pretty deep for.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and act like, again, I've said this before. I'm not going to sit here and act like Boston's bad. They're a great team. They're a good team, but they're just not as good as the Bucks. And again, I'm not going to just go off of one bad game for Jason Tatum and be like, oh, he's not the elite player. I've been saying that though for fucking months. He is a good player. He's a great player. He's a superstar. I don't think he's Giannis. He's not KD. He's not Steph. He's that tier below. He's that tier below.
He's not those people.
No, he's not. And that narrative needs to start to it's
But
ridiculous.
he's in that category of the young guys like Booker, John Morant, Tatum. There's that young group, and then you have the little bit older group with KD, Giannis, Steph, like you just said, who have been there in the playoffs. Tatum had success very early. He was a game away against LeBron James about to go to the finals. So he had that early success. He completely changed his game this year to be a little bit more of a creator. And he's played amazing up until pretty much today or yesterday.
I've noticed this a lot too about the Celtics. Minus that layup. When they get in the crunch time, I see the ball a lot more often than not. When it's close, when it's like a close game, not like they're up by 12. Jason Tatum hits a 3 and like, oh my God, Jason Tatum's so fucking clutch because he hit a 3 because they're up double digits. Jaylen Brown's the one hitting the shots when they need shots.
Yeah, well, when they are in the beginning of the game, they're moving the ball well, and then at the end of the game, then they slow it down. They try to do ISO ball.
Stupid ass ISO shit, which is why I'm not a believer in that's why I don't believe in the Celtics. They always go back to that ISO ball bullshit. And
that's why they got Derek White, because he was a guy from the Spurs who will move the ball, he'll make the right play, but right now he just can't hit a 3-pointer.
No, he can't. The reason they brought him in, he can't do it. It's kind of like when the Patriots brought in Evan Turner, like he couldn't do shit and ended up kind of fucking them. That which is very big blast from the past. But anyway, that's why I still can't believe in the Celtics. That's why I still think Milwaukee's ended up going to win this series. I think we'll go 6. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I'm gonna
I legitimately wouldn't be shocked if it ends in 5. Like honestly,
no. I think Milwaukee in 6. I think each game has been very different. After each game, you can make an opinion about each team. So I think each game has been very independent of each other. I still think we'll see what happens tonight. I think Boston can maybe come back, steal a game here, but I'm still going to go Bucks in 6, and I still think the Bucks are the team to be in the East.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I think Bucks in 6. I can't deny Boston too much. They do have better role players. They have better overall depth. I mean, to be fair, I don't think they're going to hit another 20-point, 3-point game. I don't think they're going to get 23 pointers in a game again. So
this is like an old school 2000s series where they're just playing defense. It's gritty.
I love how Boston also was like, oh, we play such physical defense. Oh my God, Giannis, stop. Stop. You're too physical.
Grant Williams has played great D, even though Giannis has, got his points and dominated. Being the series, Grant Williams has played well. Horford, for an old man, he's been.
How long can Horford keep it up? Is my question. I don't know.
He can, and then if they make it to the next series against Embiid would eat Horford alive.
That's why I think if we play if it's Celtics 76ers, I think the 76ers go to the finals.
Interesting.
If it's the Heat,
I would still say the winner of this series is going to the finals.
If it's the Heat, I have the Celtics.
Yeah,
I don't think the Celtics can beat the Sixers because I think Embiid would just go off. Because it's kind of similar to the Giannis theory, but Embiid can shoot consistently a lot better and it just kind of pulls out Robert Williams.
If it was Sixers Celtics, I think Smart and Brown and Tatum and all these perimeter guys would just lock up the Sixers on the perimeter,
just kind of force Embiid.
Embiid would be eating Horford alive. But I think the Celtics would be way too good on defense.
So they just kind of let Embiid score 50 and try to win that way. I don't know if that would work though. I don't know.
We're saying Bucks versus Heat are our picks right now.
The Bucks very, very lukewarm on the Heat though. I think we're both very
honestly lukewarm. I could see both series going either way, but
I'm going to be honest. I don't see Boston winning.
All right,
I am. Other than, again, I think the Warriors and Bucks, I'm still not taking back my original picks.
Think of it this way: Tatum went 4 for 17, and the Celtics still almost won.
And they had 17 of the last 17 free throws in the fourth quarter.
Okay, well, whatever you think of the refs is what it is, but that's just a fact. They almost won with their best player playing like shit. So
I mean, I'm just saying. And also the game before they made 23 pointers, which they won't do it.
Yeah.
They're too reliant. They're too reliant on the 3-ball. They're too reliant. Well, they're too reliant on the 3-ball, and they're not Steph Curry. And they're too reliant on iso ball at the end of games. That kind of stuff only works on one team, which is we're going to move on to them. The Warriors against the Grizzlies. Right. Even though the Warriors don't really play iso ball, they have some of the most beautiful ball movement you'll see in the NBA. John Morant, their Jordan Poole gate, knee gate. I don't think. Did you see how John Morant came out and tweeted like, "You can't do this shit in the league"? And then they came out with the play. They came out the.
He was tweeting at Steve Kerr, trying to make fun of Steve Kerr for what
and then he deleted it all because he saw the actual play where he hurt his knee, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" Yeah. And also he tripped Steph Curry with another knee. So it's like, bro, the fuck, you can't go out here saying you can't grab my knee and then literally stick your knee in Steph Curry's knee too, like. Come on, get the fuck out of here. It's a WWE match between both of them the entire time. It's like, it's physical. Get over it. Who cares? And it's not in the Jordan Poole angles too of him grabbing the knee. If you tear your knee that way, you're gonna tear your knee at some point anyway.
Yeah.
Like the fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
That shit's. I hate that shit's so stupid. Like, that drives me nuts. Anyway, back to the main point. Do I think the Grizzlies had a chance to win a couple more games, maybe win one more game? Yeah, I think they did. I think no matter what, it was going to go to the Warriors, but now it's just going to happen a little bit faster now that John Morant's out. And I
think the Warriors win the rest of the series. I don't see the Grizzlies taking another game.
No,
especially they lost momentum with Dylan Brooks being out as well. Poole.
By the way, rightfully deserved to get suspended because that was a stupid ass fucking play. He had no chance.
Whether there was intent or not is not the point. It happened, so that's what they have to call.
Exactly.
It's not about it.
And also, he got hurt.
Doesn't matter.
And also, he got hurt.
Unless malicious intent. Yeah.
It was one of the things too. Where I don't think Brooks is getting a lot of those blocks. Like, let's kind of rewind back to Giannis when he went for a block on Jason Tatum. He got his hand on the ball, and that was a clean play because Giannis actually can do that, and he does it consistently.
The man is super tall, super strong, super wide. All he has
he's a
to do is
freak.
put his hand up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Dylan Brooks going after it. It was just, I don't know. It
Less
is what
body
it is.
control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot less body control. But I think more or
Yeah.
less he got suspended for the injury portion of it. But regardless, Jaw's out. I mean, the Grizzlies look good. I mean, it wasn't like they were looking bad. They were competitive with the Warriors. But I think it's just they can't keep up for 5 games, let alone 6 or 7.
No. I think when you have situations where your best player is hurt, like, Ja was hurt for a good portion of the season this year, and I think they were something like 20-2. They had an amazing record.
There was a point where
without him.
people were starting to ask, are they better without Ja? So
That's ridiculous. In the playoffs, those kind of things don't matter. You need your star players, and without him, they're not going to win another game. And I'm just looking at the minutes here of Zaire Williams. The guy, how old is he? 19 or 20?
20.
They put a lot of faith in him. He's getting 30 minutes a game. Props to him. But between him and some of the other young guys on the team who have up until this point played amazing, Tillman, obviously Jaren Jackson
Bane
became defensive player of the year this year. Bane became most improved candidate. Brandon Clark's giving great minutes off the bench, but they're not going to beat Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, who have been there, done that.
No, they're not going to. It's that series kind of over. But to be fair, I think most people at the very beginning of it thought, Grizzlies will be competitive, but eventually they just can't keep up with that shooting power. It's just like, it's crazy how the runs the Warriors go on, dude. It's some of the best basketball you can watch. It is incredible.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Is Jordan Poole the second best player on the Warriors?
No.
Draymond Green?
No, Klay Thompson.
Oh no, Klay Thompson's not the second best player.
Are you trying? Are you trolling me? You're trying to troll me.
Hypothetically, yes, but he's coming back from injury, so right now, Jordan Poole is the second best player in the Warriors.
Yeah, and maybe. I mean, he is the second. Steph Curry might be number 2. I mean, Maple Jordan's obviously number 1.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's another question. Why hasn't Wiggins taken it to that next level? He's in the perfect circumstance where he's
But I feel like he's kind of done it. We just don't really see it in terms of the box score because he's a defensive guy.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't come into the league like that. He was supposed to be.
You make adjustments. You make adjustments. Yeah. Like fucking, I don't know. I can't think of something off the top of my head because I'm kind of put on the spot. But regardless, like, you just adjust to what your strengths are, and he's kind of done that. He's gotten better at shooting. I mean, they're not asking him to be fucking volume shooter like he was in Minnesota. It's like, hey, when you get it open, shoot the shots.
So is he the odd man out? They're gonna have to pay Poole. Right now, they're paying between.
They're gonna keep all of them.
Yeah, their luxury tax is going to be through the roof. I know they're getting a lot of revenue.
The owners don't give a fuck. They've done it. They had Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson all on like max contracts.
That's why
that guy
they cared so much about Wiseman and Kuminga and Moody drafting those guys. At least they have those guys on the rookie salaries. But the big question is, depending on how far they get in the playoffs, will they keep Wiseman? Will they try to trade him for maybe picks or maybe?
I think Wiseman's out. Just because they don't know how good he's going to be, and they can't really afford to risk waiting anymore. So they'll probably.
He doesn't fit their play style at all.
No, he's too slow. He's way too slow. What if? Nah, I don't think Milwaukee. I don't think Zion. I don't think he is getting traded. I think they're going to try it out 1 year. As I say, what if he did Wiseman, Zion, and a bunch of picks? That would be way too much fun. But Zion also doesn't. Actually, his jumper is not too.
No, that wouldn't happen. It'll be a situation. It'll be a sunk cost. I mean, what was he, the second or third pick?
Yeah.
So they'll have to trade him for like a late first round pick. There'll be a team that will try to develop him, and we'll see how good he gets. But you look at a guy like DeAndre Ayton. He was drafted number 1, and he's made great progress up until this point. But still, if you draft a big man, their peak could be Embiid or, Towns or even Aiden, maybe a little lower. Wiseman hasn't even hit the floor, so he's got no chance.
He's a huge question mark. He's a massive question mark. I do think, let's actually talk about Ayton and the Suns here. I do think Ayton is going to get the next contract. I mean, he is pretty goddamn important to their team. However, the Suns are in some massive shit. I think we all kind of, and the spin lost in this entire thing was the Mavericks and Luka Doncic are. Luka's kind of this is his coming out party. He's officially becoming that superstar we all kind of thought he'd be. Kind of what everyone thought. Sorry, when I say everyone, I mean the Boston media thought Jason Tatum was going to do this playoffs. That's what Luka Doncic is doing. He's becoming a superstar right before our very eyes. And we kind of had to be reminded about it. And now this is a real series. And the Suns are in some deep shit.
Mm-hmm. Luka may become the best player in the Western Conference in the next year or two. I think we could see Luka winning MVP next year.
And I will say this though. I
Wasn't,
feel like we've been saying that
yeah,
though. I feel like we've said the past
he
2
was
years
in
though.
contention this year, but the way he started the year, it just wasn't going to happen. But the way he finished the year, if we were just going by the end of the year, Luka could have been MVP.
I know. Have you seen the theories about Luka?
What's that?
He trains obviously in the off season, but it takes him like 3 months or 2 months to really get into shape.
He's going to run his way into shape.
Yeah, that's the Europeans all do that shit. Except for like Giannis, who he's a freak. But anyway.
But I think also it's helped that Jason Kidd has just gone small. Trading Porzingis was huge. Now they're playing Dorian Finney-Smith. Even Powell, he can switch.
He's a good 5. He's a good 5 in this lineup.
Jalen Brunson has ended up becoming a good ball handler and scorer next to Luka to take the load off a little bit.
And then they got all these shooters, just a plethora of shooters.
And you see Dorian Finney-Smith, he made 8 of 12 from 3. Those were all open threes that were created from Luka. So that's the impact he's making on his teammates right now.
It's one of those. He's it's like whenever you think about you can just drive and kick it. Luka can literally do that every single play, and there'll be a wide open 3-point shooter because you have to collapse. It's very what we're seeing from Luka in the Mavs. Can the Mavs shooters continue this in Phoenix though is the question. Again, as we said, kind of like with the Philly series, it's been both teams have won both home games. Can Dallas shoot that well in Phoenix? That's a big question. That's again the biggest question in the playoffs. Can the role players play well in away games? So I mean, we haven't had to be fair. We also haven't really had a single close game. I want a close game in this series. That's all I'm asking for.
That's true.
I want one close game. I want a Luka 3-pointer.
Completely small, and they have Aiden on the Suns. I want to see Aiden completely wreck that small lineup that the Mavs have. You got to say this may be Jason Kidd's best coaching job he's ever had.
Which is not to be fair. What's the competition?
Well, yeah, no competition. He thought Giannis was a point guard. He got no respect from Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett on the Nets. They didn't listen to him at all. But defensively, the Mavs before this year, no one thought that the Mavs were going to be a great defensive team. No. He's gotten them to play defense. He's got Luka to be happy. I think Porzingis leaving the team also kind of boosted the morale. I think he really set a bad vibe in that locker room. So I think all those things combined, and then maybe them being a little bit underrated going into the playoffs and overlooked, has got them to this point where they could, make it to the next round and take off the best team.
How fucking bad would this series be if it was the Jazz and Luka was out for all those games? Actually, to be fair, the Mavs almost could have beat the Jazz without Luka, which is...
Jalen Brunson was out playing Mitchell and the whole Jazz team.
Here, a quick question. Knicks fan. Yeah. Do you want Donovan Mitchell?
Not if it means giving up RJ Barrett. If we can somehow get him without giving up RJ Barrett, then yes, I'm all in for it. Maybe that involves this year's first round pick. Quickly, Robinson, some other guys in there. I'm fine with that. But I would not take RJ Barrett. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell's a better player now, but RJ Barrett's younger. His body, I like his body better. Mitchell's a little smaller. RJ Barrett is a very long wingspan. And I like the idea of keeping the player you draft. I like that idea of being loyal and setting that as a foundation before you hit free agency.
You're not supposed to say that as a Knicks fan. That's what the fuck? You're supposed to no. Fuck those guys. Let's just go free agency.
Traditionally, we try to just draft a guy, trade him as soon as possible for a superstar, clear cap, go for the free agent. I like the idea of trying to build something organically as a Knicks fan, but we're already spending too much time on the Knicks here. This is a playoff podcast.
That's true. That's facts. No, yeah, it's the Suns.
Back to the
Suns, Mavericks. Yeah, it's crazy to think when we first got into the playoffs, I was kind of nervous. Like, is Luka going to be able to play? Now that he's playing, he's kind of taking that ascension. Every year we see a player take that ascension. Last year it was Devin Booker. This year it's Luka. Can Luka get past the Suns and Devin Booker? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, this shit's going to be very interesting. Chris Paul is Chris Pauling himself again.
Like just foul trouble.
It's just foul trouble. And also, yeah, the Suns can't get out of foul trouble.
I have an underrated player to talk about for you right now. Former Knick, Reggie Bullock. He's so defense.
I just remember every time he touches the ball, it's expected to go in. If he shoots a quarter three, it's just automatic money.
And I don't know if this is a hot take, but I know a lot of people haven't really watched a lot of Knicks games last year. But when the Knicks had the best defense in the NBA last year and they were shooting the lights out from three, part
Reggie
of the
Bullock.
reason was Reggie Bullock.
Yeah.
No one talked about him. He left the Knicks. Their defense went down. Their shooting went down. So he's a very underrated player to have.
I'm not just saying this because you said that. I was thinking the same thing because I've noticed that too. I remember when they played the Hawks, the Knicks needed a big shot. Reggie Bullock. He hits he hits big shots, plays good defense. Yeah, he's they're gonna regret that one.
He's the perfect player next to Luka, 3-and-D guy. Not necessarily a playmaker, bulk.
Don't need to be. Like you don't need anyone
Yeah.
that you've seen two guys to be able to handle the ball. Brunson and Luka. That's why I think Brunson's gonna get re-signed by the Mavs. This is kind of like you can stagger their minutes. They've shown they can play together. But let's just go ahead and wrap this thing up. I mean, at this very moment, I honestly think Mavs win 7. Just because I don't know, man. The Suns are a little. I don't know, man. But also, I don't.
Yeah, we'll see with Booker because we don't know if he's fully healthy.
Well, that's the other thing too.
Yeah.
Well, and Chris Paul still hasn't punched anyone in the dick. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
And he's getting. He's getting
Suns
angry.
in 7.
Suns in 7. Yeah. And then obviously we have Warriors in 5. We don't even have to.
Okay, so the winner of either Mavs or Suns, how do they compete against the Warriors here?
I don't know. The only thing I could see potentially happening maybe is like the only chance either of those teams have is if someone gets hurt on the Warriors.
Yeah. No, but I would say with the Suns, I mean, they have Ayton who, could be the difference.
He should eat, but he's not eating against the Mavericks when they go small.
Exactly. So that's what is concerning me. So if Chris Paul and Booker aren't healthy and aren't themselves, then the Warriors could walk into the finals. I think if the Mavs play the Warriors, the only shot that they win would be Luka just going completely berserk,
which is fucking possible. Let's be honest, like it's possible. But they'll put Draymond.
It's going to be Jason Kidd versus Steve Kerr. Who's going to win that matchup?
Steve Kerr. And also, you have to remember, Draymond's again. I love Luka. He gets mad though, and if they put Draymond Green on Luka, could go bad. By the way, I love Luka's shit talk. I don't know if you've ever watched him shit talk. It is so fucking funny. Just getting shit.
One guy who doesn't shit talk.
Who?
This is kind of timely today too. The MVP of the league, Jokic. The man plays.
Did you see the Rudy Gobert? Did you see the Rudy Gobert thing today?
What? Gobert was tweeting at Shaq.
No. There's another thing. A quote came out today about Nikola Jokic. Rudy Gobert's like, I got him. As guys are trying to switch and help play defense on him, and Jokic's like, brother, I have 47.
I saw a tweet from Gobert saying he would like lock up Shaq, and then Shaq was like, "Yeah, he would eat him alive." If Gobert tried to guard,
Gobert said no. Shaq, Gobert was like, "I'll keep him to 13 points," and Shaq's like, "Yeah, 13 points in like 10 seconds."
Yeah, no way. Honestly, Jordan and LeBron may be the however order you want, 1A, 1B. Prime Shaq may be the greatest of all time.
You know what the thing about big men is?
Prime
The big men thing is that there's like a 4 or 5 year gap for some of these big men where like they are literally unstoppable. But then the rest of their career, it's like they have moments, things like right now, I think we're entering that with Embiid, where he's literally fucking unstoppable, and there's really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I hope Embiid stays healthy because he hasn't been very lucky his whole career. Starting off with the process, his first couple of years get wasted just from them trying to tank. That unlucky roll from, Kawhi Leonard against the Raptors. That was a crazy series. Butler leaving, the whole Simmons debacle.
Last year they should have been so much better, but Ben Simmons just afraid of Trae Young. Fucking.
Part of me is rooting for Embiid, but we'll see what happens if he can continue his great play with the face mask. I don't know how hard it is to play with that, but I'm sure
Masked Embiid. I'm so happy Harry isn't here. He'd be like, "The fuck you talking about? Masked Embiid is the best player in the NBA. Do you know? I can't believe Nikola Jokic won MVP. Blah 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 blah." Can you, Arca? Who was MVP in 2012?
In 2012, KD. LeBron? LeBron.
2013.
Was it KD?
I don't know. That's my point. Who knows?
Yeah.
It all blends together. It's like
2012 was Miami Heat LeBron, so that may have been his last MVP. I think.
Regardless, like it's like you don't really
Yeah.
remember each year who wins what MVP. So whenever Embiid wins his MVP, we're not going to be like, do you remember who won in 2022? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was
Well,
Embiid.
Jokic had better statistics than he did last year. I know Embiid and Giannis had amazing years, so I could argue all three people. But if we're really trying to get deep with this, Jokic played on a team. Without him, they're probably a lottery team.
They're
And
like
I know
a
you can
top.
kind
They're
of
like
say
a
the
top
same about
5
the
protected
Sixers.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I give Embiid a lot of credit for dealing with the Simmons thing and keeping them as a top team, but I just don't think Jokic gets enough credit because he doesn't look for the credit. He's not vocal. He's not on ads, and he plays in a market that no one talks about.
Yeah. He's a man. Those are European dudes. They love playing in cities where it's like low key. It's like perfect for him.
Yeah,
it's perfect for him.
Exactly.
All right, man. That's what we got for the NBA. You want to change your picks, or are you still sticking with who is your finals pick?
No, so I'm gonna say we'll go Suns, Warriors, and then we're gonna go
No.
Heat,
Who
Bucks.
your finals pick? Who's your finals pick? The
And
very
then
beginning of this
finals,
all.
we're gonna go Bucks, Warriors, and I'm gonna say the Bucks win in 6.
Well, I was just asking you. What was your what did you have like 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, I think.
Or the original. What was your original finals pick?
My original, I think I said Bucks, Suns, and I said Suns would win.
Well, so you're changing. You're now off the Suns wagon, moving on to the Warriors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the Bucks Warriors club. Glad to have you. Welcome to being right club. All right.
I don't like the Bucks. I don't like the Bucks, but they're gonna win.
You don't like the Bucks? Why not?
No, I don't have a problem with the Bucks. I have the problem with the Buck fans.
Oh, Mr. New York having problem with the small market, just a big market trying to shut up us.
I don't like when small markets do well. It makes the big markets look bad.
Yeah, because you guys are
the biggest market, and they're terrible. So I don't like it.
What are you talking about? Brooklyn's there.
Brooklyn is a terrible team. They got swept in the first round.
Oh, that's facts. Also, by the way, Boston only scored 18 in the first quarter. Wow. Milwaukee only scored 25. Anyway, all right. Trying to wrap up the show. That's what we got. Talk to you guys on Friday. We'll see Arca next week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me all the way to the end. I just want to once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.Fit. If you're looking to better yourself, make sure you go to download the app or visit the website Living.Fit today.